Seen so many clips.
This is clean?
I've seen so many clips. I've watched boxing my whole life. If this shot here, let me explain.
My body shake because you punch here.
And your belt is higher.
Bro,
Can I ask you something?
I've watched boxing my whole life.
Did you ever get hit in the
Of course,
past?
that's why I'm saying, because I fight. I've done 250 rounds of Fury.
I've watched this a lot, this clip, from various angles. My understanding, Daniel, is that the law says if it's the belt line, a punch, it's legal.
Yeah.
From that angle, from other angles, it looks to me, I'm not an expert, but it looks to me like you hit him on the belt.
As the rematch between Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois draws near, one controversy continues to haunt the boxing world, the infamous body shot. But let's get real. It wasn't just that punch that ended Dubois' night. It was the pressure. Dubois went down clutching his torso and never got back up. Not like a champion, more like a man looking for the nearest exit. Legal.
I think one thing
What's
that
going on? This body shot. It's not only one punch. It's not only one. You punch every time. Don't worry. Take it easy, buddy.
I'm coming for you. I'm coming.
Or not, that moment revealed something deeper than injury. It exposed his heart. Usyk didn't need theatrics. He needed precision, and with one calculated strike, he didn't just rattle Dubois' ribs. He shattered his reputation. Dubois' trainer, Don Charles, erupted in fury afterward, calling Usyk's reaction to the punch performance of the year. He accused the champion of playing possum, duping the referee, and robbing Dubois of a rightful
believe in Daniel Dubois as a fighter, that he's got what it takes to be successful against Oleksandr Usyk.
victory. According to Charles, that shot should have crowned Dubois the new king. But here's the reality. If it was truly a clean blow, why didn't Dubois finish the job? Instead, Usyk stood up, shook off the controversy, and systematically broke Dubois apart. No amount of noise from Don Charles can drown out the truth. Usyk dominated when it mattered most. Heading into the rematch, there's no promise of drama, only destruction. Usyk has responded to the low blow controversy with icy detachment. No,
I don't know. It's not my problem. A referee makes situation like this. It's not referee, okay, thank you. Daniel say, hey, I win. Bro, you know.
no angry rebuttals, no drawn-out debates, just calm deferral to the referee and the rule book. To him, the win wasn't controversial. It was a masterpiece of timing and tactics. He didn't survive Dubois, he dissected him. As far as Usyk is concerned, the entire body shot narrative is just a smokescreen, a feeble excuse from a man who buckled under pressure. Now, Usyk isn't.
Ask me personally, I consider this fight to be way more dangerous for Usyk than the previous one. Now we see Daniel Dubois, not a prospect, a young kid anymore.
Offering a repeat. He's promising something worse. No controversy, no questions, just a cold, clinical beatdown. In Usyk's mind, Dubois isn't returning for revenge. He's coming back for another breakdown. Yet the hype machine around Dubois is in full swing. Promoter Alex Krasiuk adds fuel to the fire with a calculated claim. Dubois is no longer a raw prospect. He's a legitimate threat. He calls him refined, matured, and dangerously improved, stepping into the most defining moment of his career.
27, being a heavyweight, being the champion of the world now, and he's on his way up. Where Usyk is in his 37 is in a top position now. Yeah, so there is no other.
But don't be fooled. This isn't genuine admiration. It's bait. Krasiuk knows exactly what Usyk does to threats. The louder the hype, the harder the fall. Another voice, Alex Krasiuk, declares Dubois a dangerous young lion, now 27 and already a world champion. He contrasts him with the 37-year-old Usyk at the peak of his powers, but again, it's not flattery, it's foreshadowing. Youth doesn't dethrone greatness, and Usyk isn't preparing to pass the torch, he's preparing to extinguish it.
100%. Daniel Dubois is, like I say, Daniel Dubois is a machine, and I'd back Daniel Dubois. If he was fighting anybody else other than Oleksandr Usyk, I'd back.
Duke McKenzie joins the chorus of support. branding Dubois a heavyweight juggernaut with monstrous power. But even praise can't change reality. Against Usyk, raw power often becomes target practice. Daniel Dubois's transformation, his grit, growth, and raw potential has reignited belief in his ability to steamroll through the heavyweight division. But the moment Oleksandr Usyk enters the conversation, the entire tone shifts. Even Duke Mackenzie, who hails Dubois as a rising juggernaut, concedes the truth. Usyk isn't just another contender, he's the final boss. Dubois might overpower others with brute strength, but against some
Shot in that fight. It's a good time. I mean, a little bit of inactivity because of the fight falling through against Joseph Parker, but you know, it's exciting. And I think definitely a fight.
Someone as precise, intelligent, and composed as Usyk, he's stepping into a chess match with a grandmaster. And in that kind of fight, ambition alone isn't enough. While supporters like Eddie Hearn try to stay positive, their words reek of hesitation. Hearn's backing of Dubois feels more like damage control than genuine belief. He talks about redemption, resurgence, and second chances, but beneath the optimism lies a brutal reality. Dubois is walking straight into a nightmare. That humiliating collapse against Joseph Parker wasn't just a setback, it exposed deep structural cracks in his game.
Is a chance for Daniel Dubois to go down in British sporting folklore and to go and do the business, reverse that result.
Game. Add a long layoff, and you've got a fighter who's not only slower and rustier, but potentially mentally shaken. In stark contrast, Usyk is the definition of sharp, a war-hested, battle-hardened technician thriving under the brightest lights. Amir Khan, trying to offer Dubois a measure of respect, couldn't hide the truth. Usyk operates on a different level. He's too intelligent, too calm under fire, and too surgical with his offense. While Dubois might talk about redemption, Usyk is preparing for a repeat performance. Only this time, there will be no controversy, just pure devastation. Frank Warren
is a class act, a mature individual because he's older and wiser, comes from a completely different background. But Daniel Dubois is growing into himself. This will be one hell of a fight. This will be a proper fight, like all of the Usyk fights.
However, is doubling down. He's painting July 19th as a defining moment for Dubois, a golden opportunity to rewrite his story and cement his name in British boxing history. Warren isn't just promoting a fight, he's selling a resurrection. He believes Dubois is fighting not just for titles, but for pride, redemption, and the chance to silence every critic who wrote him off after the Usyk collapse. He's betting it all on this one night. But boxing doesn't deal in fairy tales. Usyk isn't here to play a background role in someone else's redemptive arc. He's a master of shattering hope with surgical precision. For Dubois, surviving this fight, let alone winning, requires...
He's a beast, he's a good fighter, he's a hard fighter to beat. And I think he'll learn from the mistakes he made in the first fight against Usyk, and it will give him a hard fight. Look, he has the tools to win that fight.
The performance of a lifetime. Warren believes mindset can flip the narrative, but mindset alone doesn't beat a tactician like Usyk. Simon Jordan turns the heat up even more. He frames this not just as a title bout, but as a generational clash. He praises Usyk's elite IQ and footwork, but throws the spotlight on a reawakened Dubois, calculated, evolved, and fueled by vengeance. Jordan doesn't see this as a routine defense. He sees a firestorm, one that could shake the heavyweight division to its core. Pride, legacy, and blood are on the line. A seismic shift looms over boxing's heavyweight division.
Usyk press conference, he's not going to start flipping tables and kicking off and this, that and the other. He's going to play a few little games and mind games and that, but aside from that, pretty chill.
This isn't just a fight, it's the future of the division on trial. All eyes are locked on July 19th as Daniel Dubois prepares for the most dangerous night of his career against the undefeated, unshakable Oleksandr Usyk. Amir Khan has stepped forward, throwing his support behind Dubois. He hails him as a beast with raw, explosive power and praises his growth since that punishing loss to Usyk. Khan sees a more mature, calculated version of Dubois emerging, a young heavyweight who has learned from his pain and is ready to rise. But even Khan doesn't sugarcoat the mountain Dubois has to climb. While his strength is undeniable, Khan admits
now is a different machine.
Self-confidence will be...
And time waits for no man, as the saying goes. I just think that this is a fight it's exciting. It's a good fight. You've got to make Usyk the favourite, but it's a fight that Daniel Dubois can definitely win.
it might not be enough to topple a tactician as refined and mentally impenetrable as Usyk. This isn't just a clash of power, it's a test of intelligence, timing, and psychological warfare. Boxing analyst Masatuma echoes that warning. He insists this bout isn't about brawn, it's about brains. Usyk isn't merely defending a belt. He's guarding a legacy built on flawless execution. Dubois may come with fire, but unless he brings perfection, he'll walk straight into another calculated, merciless defeat. Against Usyk, one mistake is all it takes. Fabio Wardley takes the analysis a step deeper.
I feel he knows and he's grown in confidence since that. I mean, he's in a great place, Dubois, and he can win that fight. He's a big, natural heavyweight.
Dissecting Usyk's psychological game with surgical precision. He brands Usyk as the most cold-blooded technician in the sport, someone who doesn't need chaos to dominate. Usyk doesn't roar. He watches, waits, calculates, and suffocates opponents with silence. Wardley highlights that eerie calm as Usyk's most lethal weapon. While Dubois roars with emotion, Usyk remains an enigma, still unbothered, and always 3 steps ahead. Underestimate Usyk's serenity, Wardley warns, and you'll miss the hurricane hidden beneath. This isn't checkers, it's chess, and Usyk is already 10 moves ahead. Carl Froch, never shy with his takes, hypes Dubois as a reborn beast ready to shock the world. He talks about redemption, power, and transformation. But beneath the enthusiasm, a flicker of doubt lingers. Froch knows the size of the challenge. His praise sounds more like nervous justification than conviction, as if he's preparing for the chaos that could unfold. Usyk isn't just experienced, he's a master of mental disintegration. He breaks opponents before the first punch lands. Froch's energy feels less like belief and more like a backup plan for disaster. Because this isn't a fair fight. Dubois may be stronger, but Usyk is smarter, colder, and ruthlessly consistent. Mark Tibbs pushes the Dubois hype to its limits, branding him a monster, reborn and ready to dethrone the king. He draws bold comparisons to a young Mike Tyson and claims Dubois has the perfect mix of maturity, hunger, and raw violence. In Tibbs' eyes, this version of Dubois is unstoppable. But here's the truth. No amount of raw aggression can outthink elite-level experience. Usyk isn't preparing for a slugfest, he's crafting a masterpiece. While Tibbs banks on brute force, Usyk counters with superior footwork, perfect timing, and world-class composure. He's dismantled pressure fighters before, and he's not just prepared for Dubois, he's planning to break him down with precision so cold it'll freeze the fire out of any comeback story. As the war drums echo toward July 19th, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. Daniel Dubois isn't just walking into a fight. He's walking into a storm, one orchestrated by a man who's dismantled louder trash talkers, heavier hitters, and seemingly unstoppable challengers. And he's done it without flinching. While trainers and pundits sell the redemption arc, Oleksandr Usyk remains unbothered, unbroken, undefeated. Usyk isn't coming to Wembley for drama. He's coming to deliver a masterclass. Every jab, every feint, every angle he takes will be designed to surgically dismantle Dubois from the inside out. He doesn't need noise. He creates silence, the kind of silence that follows dominance, the kind of silence history remembers. Dubois may bring fire, but Usyk brings cold-blooded genius. The hype is deafening. The stakes are sky-high, but only one man walks into Wembley with mastery on his side. When the smoke clears and the crowd fades, History won't remember the noise, it'll remember the greatness. Drop your predictions in the comments below and let the chaos begin.